Shabbat Shalom. Toda for tuning in this evening, this Arab Shabbat. And before I go any further, I'm going to be opening up with a few prayers. First, starting at Psalms 125. Hallelujah. They that trust in Jehovah shall be as Mount Zion, which cannot be removed, but abideth forever. As the mountains are round about Jerusalem, so is Jehovah round about his people, from henceforth even forever. For the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands into iniquity. Do good, O Jehovah, unto those that be good, and to them that are upright in their hearts. As for such as turn aside unto their crooked ways, Jehovah shall lead them forth with the workers of iniquity, but peace shall be upon Israel. Hallelujah. Next, turning to Psalms 124. Hallelujah. If it had not been for Jehovah who was on our side, now may Israel say, if it not had been for Jehovah who was on our side, when men rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick when their wrath was kindled against us. Then the waters had overwhelmed us. The stream had gone over our soul. Then the proud waters had gone over our soul. Blessed be Jehovah, who hath given us as a prey to their teeth, who hath not given us as prey to their teeth. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken, and we are escaped. Our help is in the name of Jehovah, who made heaven and earth. Hallelujah. Next, turning to Isaiah 58, starting at verse 13. Hallelujah. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Shabbat a delight, the holy of Jehovah honorable, and shalt honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words, then shalt thou delight thyself in Jehovah, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father, for the mouth of Jehovah hath spoken it. Hallelujah. Lastly, turning to Deuteronomy 6, verse 4. Hallelujah. Shema Yisrael, Yehovah Eloheinu, Yehovah Echad. Hear, O Yisrael, Yehovah our God, Yehovah is one. And thou shalt love Yehovah thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, when thou walkest by the way, when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hands, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house, and upon thy gates. And it shall be, when Jehovah thy God shall have brought thee into the land which he swore unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Jacob, to give thee great and goodly cities which thou buildest not, and houses full of all good things which thou fillest not, wells dig which thou diggest not, vineyards and olive trees which thou plantest not. When thou shalt have eaten and be full, then beware lest thou forget Jehovah, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt fear Jehovah thy God, and serve him, and shalt swear by his name. You shall not go after the gods of the people which are round about you, for Jehovah thy God is a jealous God amongst you, lest the anger of Jehovah thy God be kindled against thee, and destroy thee from off the face of the earth. Hallelujah. Once again, Toda for tuning in this evening. And before I go any further, first and foremost, giving all praises to the God of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the creator of all things and everything, thanking him for the breath of life, allowing us to make it see another day. Next, giving my respect to the leader and founder of Shema Yisrael, Hanasi Zapor, thanking the Most High for his life as well as leadership. Third, giving respect to the second in command, Prince Nathaniel. Also giving respect to the head of this household, my father, Chief Malachi. thanking the Most High for his life and guidance. And lastly, giving my respect to my emote, Princess Nishlackyah and Princess Nishlackyah. And once again, Shabbat Shalom. This evening, I will be going into the Book of Psalms, chapter 96, starting at verse 1. Hallelujah. Oh, sing unto Jehovah a new song. Sing unto Jehovah all the earth. Sing unto Jehovah, bless his name. Show forth his salvation from day to day. Declare his glory among the heathen, his wonders among all people. And that third verse where it says declare his glory among the heathen, it stuck out to me because it's like I've gotten questions like, oh, what are you? Or what is it you do? From friends, coworkers, or whatever. And basically this way of life is something you should take great pride in. And it's not something you should shy away from, especially when it comes to talking about this God and talking about this way of life. When the opportunity arises for you to share the information to talk about this creator, when that ball is in your park, it's like, don't let it get away from you. Like in that moment, like that's your time to shine. That's your time to talk about what you know, to show what you know. Verse 4, for Jehovah is great and greatly to be praised. He is feared above all gods. As we know, all the other gods are fake. They're idols. And it says he's to be feared above all the others. And also there's numerous amount of times in this book that he's, I wouldn't say challenged the other gods because there is no challenge, but basically has discredited gods of other nations. And the biggest example I could give to you of that, of why he should be feared, so much versus the other gods, the other idols, is the 10 plagues. When the 10 plagues took place, when they happened in Egypt, each plague that he allowed to happen was to discredit one of their gods. So that's basically giving him credit. Like, you're praying to these idols, but it's like you praying to them, and it's like everything that I'm allowing to happen, he's knocking them down one by one. And being that I brung that up, I am about to actually go into the 10 plagues and just briefly show the gods basically that he discredited while punishing the Egyptians. And the first plague that he allowed to take place was blood, and that went against Happy, the Egyptian god of the Nile. And it's like, imagine you turning on the water faucets or the shower and you getting you a glass of water and it's blood, and it's like you praying to whatever God you believe in. So it's like, can you help the situation? And it's like you praying to them, but it's like nothing's happening. So it's like, of course, you're going to be looking like, oh, what's going on? Like, aren't you supposed to be there? The next plague is frogs, and that went against Heket, the goddess of fertility, water, and renewal. And she also had the head of a frog. So you could most definitely see the irony, like with that. He's allowing all the frogs to plague the land, and then the god has a head of a frog. So it's like, what's going on with that? And then the next one is lice, and then that went against the god Geb, and he was over the dust of the earth. And then the next plague was flies, and that went against Capri, the god of movement, and he had the head of a fly as well. And let me see. The next one is Moraine, and then that went against Hathor, the Egyptian goddess of love and protection. And she's usually depicted with the head of a cow. So it's like, imagine all your livestock, all your cows is dying in your backyard, and you praying to Hathor or whoever, and you're like, what's going on? Like, why are the cows dying? And then the god has a head of a cow. So it's like, what? And then the next one is boil. That's the next plague. And then that went against Isis, and she's the goddess of medicine and peace. And then fiery hell, which went against Nup, the goddess of the sky. And then there's locust that went against Seth, the god of storms in this order. And then the second to last plague was darkness that went against the sun god Ra. And then the last one was death of the firstborn. And that one actually went against the pharaoh of that time, because if you know history, pharaohs of Egypt, when they reigned Egypt, they were deemed to be the ultimate power of that land. So that was also to put him down. And that right there is an example on why he should be feared against like all the other gods that might be put out there. Moving on to verse 5. For all the gods of the nations are idols, which I said earlier. For the Lord made the heavens. And it's like King David, he's giving you a reason on why you should want to declare his glory as well, because it says our God, the God we serve, the creator of everything, he's the one that made the heavens and everything else under it, and all the other nations, their gods, their idols. So like obviously they're fake, and it's like there's nothing they can do. Verse 6. Honor and majesty are before him. Strength and beauty are in his sanctuary. Give unto Yahweh, O ye kindreds of the people. Give unto Yahweh glory and strength. Give unto Yahweh the glory due unto his name. Bring an offering and come into his courts. And nowadays, with the land we're in, we can't really give offerings or sacrifices like with an altar, and then you kill a lamb, and then whatever else is done. But the sacrifice, the only offering, the biggest sacrifice we could give to him is the sacrifice of our praise and time and zeal we put into this. Because like I said, like we can't do the physical offerings with the lamb and then the altars and whatnot. But what he's going to be looking for is the time you put in, your energy towards this, especially being in this land. Verse 9. O worship the Lord, O worship Yahweh in the beauty of holiness. Fear before him all the earth. And the Most High, he doesn't regard material things of this earth like as beauty. Like he's not finna look at a Lamborghini truck and be like, oh, like you good with me, like you just purchased this house, like yeah, you got it going on. He's not finna look at materialistic things as us humans, as we might look at clothes or a new house, a new bag, and our nails done, that we might be like, oh yeah, I like that, because we see the beauty in it. He's not gonna look at who has the best shoes and you're doing the best at life. That's not what goes on, because he doesn't care about that. Why would he care about that? But beauty to him is the life of holiness that we're attempting to live, our morals, our spirituality. That beauty is what moves him the most. That's what's going to catch his eye, not who has the best shoes on at the next Unity Shabbat. He's not going to look at that and be like, oh yeah, I like them the best. Like, no, they're gonna he's gonna search and look for the person who's the best inside and out. Yeah. Moving on to verse 10. Say among the heathen that Jehovah reigneth. The world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved. He shall judge the people righteously. Let the heavens rejoice, and let the earth be glad. Let the sea roar in the fullness thereof. So the universe is one. It's all been made or created under the same hand. It's all under control of the same mind. I don't want to say mind because the most high God isn't a person, but it's all under control of that one being. And every creation, everything he's created gives him his praise or rejoices to him at the end of the day. Every time the sun rises and sets, or every time a tree or plant grows in its proper season, that's them giving him his respect as they should. And even down to the tiniest of things, even the smallest dust mite, the smallest, and even in their unconsciousness, they're still doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're still celebrating his praise. Verse 12, let the field be joyful, and all that is therein. And then shall all the trees of the wood rejoice. Back to what I was saying with all the creatures and all of the Most High's creations giving him his praise as they should. And it's like, imagine you looking outside your window and that tree outside your window is doing a better job at praising the Most High or giving him his praise, rejoicing to him. Imagine that tree is doing a better job than you. Like, it's like, I don't want to think a mouse or a dust mite is doing what they're supposed to do more than me, because it's like, you're a tree or like you're a dust mite. I should be wanting to put more zeal in. And even the creations and stuff, unconsciously, they're doing what they're supposed to do. So it's like, you with that free will should most definitely want to put in more energy. Where am I? Verse 13. Before Jehovah, for he cometh to judge the earth. He shall judge the world with righteousness, and the people with his truth. Hallelujah. So that's all for that song. It was only 13 verses, and I pray you got something out of it this evening. Like one thing I said resided with somebody out there. So I am going to end out this service with a quick prayer. Hallelujah. To the God of Abraham, to the God of Isaac, and to the God of Jacob, to the Most High King, to thee shall we give all honor and praises to. To Jehovah for waking us up this morning and allowing us to see another day, allowing us to see another Shabbat, one we have never seen before, Most High. Please allow us to get through this Shabbat and the rest of the week peacefully. Please be with all your people in the four corners of the earth. Please bless your children and watch over them. Please watch over my household, O Most High King, and all of the viewers who tuned in tonight. Please allow everybody to have a peaceful and restful Shabbat. Hallelujah and amen. So once again, Shabbat Shalom, and tune in tomorrow to Shema Yisrael. On YouTube, they're called Shema Yisrael. So you could type that in. And I pray you all have a blessed week.